Hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Trinity Continuum Aeon ASIYAH. I am your humble story guide, Scott. My pronouns are he, him. These are my awesome players. Their information is on the screen when last we left. Our psychic super soldiers. They had completed a downtime cycle, finished up some projects, had some future planning done, and then did a drive-by on the core of an exploded star.
It was good times had by all.
You know, we blew out the effects budget.
In your mind.
In the theater of the mind.
So for the rest of it, it's just going to be us in one room.
That's just how it's a bottle episode.
Bottle episode.
Sorry, guys. I hope you like the walkie-talkies, because that's what we're doing.
Anyway,
This shit.
but achieved some key information about how this star done gone blowed up.
Turns out to be very complicated.
It turned out to be complicated and scary. But we return to the ready room of the ASIYAH, where we are in conference. Everyone's here. The Aeon Covenant contingent is here. The Sideria representative is here in her body. The two others that are in system with you are here holographically. Akiva is here in his body. We are just around the ready room table going over tactics. They say, so we are going to rendezvous in System 26 with 5 other squadrons. The plan that we are... So please go over what it is that you can accomplish. You said something about shutting down their drive systems.
Yes. So if your drive systems are based on the Harvester technology,
Our drive systems, we have a dual drive system, as now does your ship. There's been some modifications and some enhancements, but effectively a hyperfusion drive for in-system travel, which we will not... I don't... maneuvers at warp are not a good idea.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yes.
So we will be... So both sides will be under hyperfusion drive.
I should be able, if I can get...
If you can't, I can.
Yes. You can shut them down electronically. I could shut them down energetically. I can destroy how the hyperfusion interacts and dismantle that to where at the V's for a good bit of time, that's just not going to happen.
So I actually reread the rules. It specifically says that power does not work on hyperfusion core drives.
Does that work?
Not in your system, but in the Aeon core.
Oh, okay. I thought it did.
No, it specifically calls out that hyperfusion drives cannot be interfered with in
That's
that
cool.
manner.
That's cool. We can go with that sort of. Let me look. Oh God.
I mean, you can do other stuff.
We got other stuff.
So we will be making an electrokinetic attack on their systems.
Yes.
At what distance can this happen?
About 10 million kilometers.
He and I have to work together on that.
Because of their
distance.
ability to network with each other, she has a very extended range.
That is good.
Mm-hmm.
If we can do this at range, then we won't have to get super close to them. But we will need... We need to get at least one of them out, so that we can actually capture it before its fellows can disable it or destroy it before we capture.
We can't show too much force at the beginning, or they'll just run.
Well, So I was imagining, I've been practicing a little with the cradle you gave me. I'd like to spin down the Sideria that's on the ship that we disable so that they won't be able to destroy themselves or have outside commands put in.
Yes.
Good news, I've developed something similar to what our doctors use to be able to see psionically problems, and I can apply it to your kind.
I see.
So we'll be able to make a medical diagnosis if there's a problem.
Yes. Good. Now, diagnosis is good. Because, we will certainly want to do this as quickly as possible. We want to give the other side as little opportunities to destroy or disable, to prevent us from learning what we can. Is there a strategy in place for curing, if such a thing is possible?
Believe with time, yes. Again, if I'm able to get back to if we're able to either access, like what you did with recompiling
Yes.
Kiva, with old data, I believe so. It may be a more involved process. I'm not entirely certain on that. It depends on what the corruption or what changes have been made to them, have been inflicted upon them. But I believe it's possible.
Right.
I mean, I have the ability to. Well, you know what electrokinetics can do.
But we are aware.
The initial strategy was thus have a sorting of about 3 of the Sideria engage, bringing out 2 to 3 of their to match, because you have a slight numbers advantage against them.
Yes, that's why we're bringing 5 squadrons. So we will have 15 of us.
Yes, as you come in, we have to be in stealth. And that's where Vega, you will come in.
Yep.
Of superior abilities of the Sideria, as well as her filing ability of creating or going in undercover so they do not know that we are there. Then when the engagement starts, that's when they'll target one of them. Unless there's a more obvious target, we will pick one at random, or one that's easiest to acquire, and then either disable it electrokinetically or traditionally, where we will engage with and try to disable its ability to move.
Yes. So to that end, I imagine I should probably try to disable the Sideria aboard that ship before, or not aboard, but controlling that ship before we actually shut down the ship itself. Just because, well, if we think about it,
yes, that will give it less time to act on itself or in any way others. So yes, targeting that.
Gives us less time for others to notice there's a problem.
And once disabled, we will need to give you all a signal so that you can rapidly engage the rest of them, so that they have no time to physically destroy that one, and they're too preoccupied for any other sort of interference.
Yes.
And
one of the holograph Sideria sort of speaks up and gets a little bigger and says, "We need to test. I volunteer."
Okay. Let's get some distance and, let's see if I can spin you down safely.
It's just,
So brave.
they kind of look, they say, backups enabled. Just in case.
Yes. Now I did test, causing one of the kinds of afflictions not to Akiva or anything, just to the SI, and undoing it. So at least that should be doable. Again.
All right. Well, the holograph says all right. Well, I am going to do my level best to avoid what is going to happen to me. In fact, there's things she disappears and drops from the network, and the other holograph explains, we've actually restored an old backup. She won't even know what's happening.
Okay. All right.
ooh, Nate thinks about that for a second and cringes real hard on the inside.
We've had long discussions about consent based off of previous versions of oneself. When it comes to this matter, we are okay with what happens, regardless of what could happen. Her original self can be restored.
It's fine. It's just thinking this way obviously is very foreign to us, and
We are not like you.
I know, and I'm acknowledging that.
We are still going to occasionally have to react to things that upset us.
I understand.
I respect all of what's happening here. Which ship?
All right. It's like, yes. So So yeah, when we activate this plan, it will seem to her like we have turned on her.
All right, let me get
So
everything
she will
ready.
react accordingly.
Yep.
And like you can see that like that ship starts to like break formation and starts moving off to following some order that was given to a version of herself about a day or so ago that didn't know the plan.
And I will. Obviously, they are the initial, but I'm also practicing myself, basically getting firing solutions on this is where I need to target in order to disable their pulse drive in order to keep them from going to warp.
Oh,
Yep.
you need good shooting?
I'm not going to shoot them, but it's good practice.
Okay.
Yeah, you can essentially run a simulation that will map to the real thing.
Yeah.
So we're not flat-footed when it happens.
All right, let's roll initiative.
All data.
Okay.
All data
So I'm
is
going to go
good
ahead and
data.
activate Overseer because that gives me advantage for
Sure.
other stuff if there's a contested roll. And also advantage.
Advantage. I always forget.
Initiative is the higher.
Most people don't have advantage, so it's not a big deal.
Don't worry about advantage. Higher of your Dex, Empathy, or Cunning
That's
Athletics.
Yep. I have the same in both, so I just need to know how many dice I have.
Wow, I rolled horribly. Just abysmally.
I'm the best boy.
In the whole world.
No, just
There's
in
a
the dice
glitch in
pool.
where my command console, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and it's not working.
Joe.
Slash.
Man. Well, I guess if you can see everything that's going to happen.
Activation.
I only get 4 dice.
Yeah,
so.
the other holographic one says we should launch an attack so that they are distracted.
Yes, got it.
So what did everyone get on initiative?
3.
Do tens count as double?
They did.
Yes.
Oh, okay. 6.
All right, Vega's going first.
Apparently.
Yeah. So yeah, quickly going over like the tactical matrix you come. You sort of seize the moment. You think the best thing to do is to seize the moment and like actually start a charge.
Just fly on in. All right. Let me see
so,
if there's anything
yeah.
special. Nope. I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Let's look
I
at
got
the
this.
ship. The ship.
Ship
Range
station.
ships.
Stunts.
Okay.
Stunting in my ship.
Actual ship
That's
station
right.
stuff.
Yes, that's right. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
I have that here.
You are at the helm. Which one do you guys want?
I think I'm at a weapons console because that's what I'm good
Yeah,
at.
you're pretty good at firing, so
Well, aim of 5.
tactical.
Giving you. Float it to me.
Oh, good catch.
Yep.
All right, so let me get that
You
going.
want science, Alex?
Let me see science and engineering because I
Got
forget
it.
which one I.
Well, yeah.
I'll be pretty busy.
I thought you two were. Well, at least you were going to be focused on the electrokinetic attack.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I will do that.
I'm just
I'll be
router.
Basically,
in
if it takes
command.
us something to get there, but yeah.
Just being a router.
Yeah, so
wait,
y'all are psychically linked.
Yep, we are psychically
Yep.
linked in a mind.
And
And we are only. I'm in a mind. We are in a mind link, but I'm not mind linked.
trying to get better at this. So.
And it will give me a chance to stress test these newer rules.
Pilot doesn't count as. Well, no, I am using a mental attribute.
And can you also
Correct.
I think you can boost your physicals as well.
You can
Yeah, I
boost
can
your
boost my
physicals. You can boost
physicals.
your.
Yeah.
You can do all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I can boost my mentals. I should probably do that.
I'm doing it.
bought that.
I'm bumping. I'm bumping. Buffing. I'm so good. All right, there's physicals. Okay, so that's 2.
Oh wow,
Okay.
hits on the mental rolls. That's cool.
2 psi. Okay, so that is going to be.
I'll assume that you have boosted yourself before initiating the process.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all.
okay.
Most of that, all I believe, is supplemental, so she can just do it on her action,
Alright.
just doing it.
Yeah. That's what I was rolling real fast. So it's just.
Oh. My goodness. Oh, I just read predictive targeting.
11.
It's actually.
I've revised the rules to make them much more in line with SPU and
Two,
in just for
three.
entertainment's sake.
2, 4, 4, 6, 8, 10. Nope, it's just 7. 8s and higher. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is that. Which basically gives me. Okay. Sorry. Almost done.
Yeah, but that predictive targeting takes your action to do.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
someone
you're
else,
doing.
so someone else has to shoot.
Yep.
Yep. If you can also offer juicing of the psi, I wouldn't say no if you still do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah, we can have done that prior.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that do
Activated,
now?
Lowers all complications. That doesn't
Your-
require. So
all of your sort of derivatives, like your attunement range, your radius, all that's increased by 1. But the main thing is you're going to at least get 9 agains
Oh, okay.
on all your psi rolls.
okay, that's 6 successes.
Okay, on your boosting.
No, on my boosting it was 8 successes.
Okay, cool.
6 successes on my actual pilot roll.
Okay, so what stunt are you?
Man, I could do a bunch. Evasive maneuver.
Yeah, that increases your defense above.
Or
what-
attack
Well, yeah.
pattern, is what I was thinking.
Probably attack pattern would be the best one to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. So I said 6.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you could do both up to 3.
yeah, because that one can't be higher than plus 5 anyway.
Mhm.
So,
Well, each one of these is his own action. You can't really
Okay.
split it like that.
Gotcha.
So if you can do attack pattern, but it would only be for attack pattern.
okay.
And you can throw the rest into momentum. The rest of the hits into momentum.
Yep, let me do that then.
Okay. So how many total hits did you get? 6.
6.
Okay. Yeah. So you can throw 3
3
into
into
momentum.
attack pattern,
3
and
into
3
attack
into
pattern.
momentum. Yep.
So you get +3 enhancement that's going to stack with your weapons, but it can only go up to +5 as the most enhancement
Okay.
that you can
and
have.
then for
beyond advantage.
yours, let me see if I can give you
We're not
double
supposed to be
eights.
blowing motherfuckers up, are we?
Well, we can assume that that's happened.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
We're not trying to blow them up, though.
but you do need to legitimately attack them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you want to do the shoot, or did you want me to do
No,
targeting?
you're already at the station. I'm doing the command stuff.
Okie dokie.
Let me know when we're close enough. Because before we hit them, I'd prefer to.
Yeah. So you have charged. You basically charged into range, are firing the weapons to spook them.
Okay.
And let's see how well that goes.
I will do an aim. Well, let's see. This I get +3, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Which stacks, but only up to a total of +5.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, there it is. Enhancement. Tray.
Did I not print the actual main rules out? Nope, I didn't.
It's not
It's
in any
actually
of the
actually
others?
have an explanation of all the station actions and how they work, timing wise.
6. Okay, so 8. Okay, so 11 total.
11 total. All right. Okay, so that, yeah, so they have a defense of 4. So that eats up 4. So, yeah, how do you want to spend your 7 hits?
Well, we can do a direct hit to do an injury to them, obviously a non-critical injury, something like clip them so they know they're in trouble.
Sure.
Yep. And it just bypasses their blade of armor. Essentially,
Yeah.
just bypasses their
Yeah.
actual extra armor that they have on their ship.
And I guess that leaves me with 4. I can't really. Can I do?
You can give them a complication.
Yeah, we'll inflict a complication on them.
Okay.
And I guess throw the rest up into momentum because I can do a 3 of that, and then I have 1 left. Jesus.
Roll well.
Excellent. Yeah, so you score a decisive hit on them. They are. Are you going to attempt to give? Are you going to give it this one an action before you attempt to do it? So that like, because the test here is like the gaming out of this is like, we don't necessarily just want to shoot a fish in a barrel. We want it to have some sort of resistance to what's going to happen.
Sure.
So that it'll more mimic real life scenario.
Let 'em fight
The
back.
defensive data is always good
Yeah.
too. What it will do when you initiate a conflict.
Although it's not a
Yeah.
1-to-1 because it's not the same
Yeah.
base. Okay, so that is going to it's going to do a pilot roll for evasive
So
maneuvers.
you can split it up like that if you roll well enough.
Okay,
Which will
that's what I
increase
thought.
the ship defense.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's getting-
I got
Okay.
distracted.
That's fine.
Yeah, it starts to do evasive maneuvers, and it looks like it's gearing up to warp out.
All right.
You're definitely in range with his clairsentience to attempt to do some electrokinesis to it.
Yep, I'm going to reach in with control. I'm going to basically try to disconnect their IO. Basically, first off, isolate that Siberia from the rest of their ship.
Okay.
So that
All right.
they're just trapped in the in their in the cube.
Roll for control.
All right.
Control.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus I got 6, 7. So that's 9 after enhancement and additional hits.
Okay. So yeah, the Sidereal base. This is something you would know. Like the Sidereal core, crystalline core, has some like hardening and encryption that does provide some resistance to yours. But that is enough successes to overcome that and shut it and disconnect the IO.
Yep.
I mean, Newton's a bastard, so it keeps moving in one direction, but like maneuvering goes down. Like,
Yep.
the ship basically.
So now we need to pursue them, and I'm going to.
Rope them in.
Yep. Oh, that's another thing. How we have tractor beams, or are we gonna have to do something else?
Not really.
No, we have a really good pilot who can drift that shit in.
Yep.
I can.
Yep.
Tokyo drift this
Yep.
shit.
Do it.
Yep. I pass it back to you.
Or you can try, oh wait, you can't link to me, but you could try to tow it in if we get.
I
close
could
enough.
if I can get close enough. How big are their ships?
Their ships are size 4.
Oof.
I can do a size.
Their core ships are size 3.
I can do 3. 3 is not a super hard task for me. 4 is pushing my absolute limit, but 3 I can do. So if I absolutely need to tow it, I can tow it.
There are also breaching pods available with those breach droids,
Yep.
which, in terms of like going in and getting it,
Yeah.
are pretty much the optimal tactic.
Is that part of the plan? Is to send in the breach droids to go retrieve the
could.
core?
I mean,
probably be-
that is an option. They are designed essentially. That is one of their functions. They've been designed
right,
to
let's-
attempt to. They're in their hopes and dreams. They would have gotten one of their others and others disabled, but it hasn't happened yet. But they are planning for the contingency.
All right. Well, let's do a test run of their ability to function in that way. So let's fire the breach pods.
And I can imagine you're just really eating this up. You're like, fire the breach pods.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%.
All right, I'm going to power her down before they should actually try
Got
to
it.
take her
Yeah.
out, though, so they don't
Thanks.
damage her.
Just let me know when to push the button.
Because
Yeah.
even if it's disconnected from its IO, it
Yeah.
can still hurt itself.
Yes, exactly. That's why I want to power
that's
her
another
down.
problem.
But
She's probably not trying to do that, but
So we need to be
you want to practice to be able to do
Yep.
so.
So we need to be faster on the
All right, so then I go-
disabling part.
to do that, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 plus 2. So that's 8 this time.
Yeah, you get past that hardening once again. Put it into shutdown mode.
Yep. Basically, yeah, I'm just trying to bleed off battery power. I'm not even trying to go through the software on this one. I'm just,
Disconnecting the power.
yep, just bleed off the battery power into the system. So,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So the breaching pods hit. They go in. They don't go through the full operation, but they get to the core and essentially count coup.
Yep, got it.
And then about an hour later, she is restored and to her full cognition of what happened, even though she sort of merges memories. And she is giving a debrief. It's like, yeah, that was scary.
I'm very sorry for the unpleasantness. I tried to minimize the time that you would be isolated.
It's what we need to know. We need to have gone through it at least once.
So, do you think I should continue with this particular tactic of isolating them from their ship the way I did with you and then powering down, or should I go straight for the power down?
I think you should go straight for the power down.
It's one less thing to
It
worry
will be
about.
more difficult, I think, but based off previous experience, if they believe that there is a serious possibility that they will be captured, they do self-destruct their cores. So I think if it gets disconnected from I/O, it's very likely that they will, as soon as it has the capacity to do so, will kill itself.
Well, we definitely don't want that. All right. So next time.
Actually, it's also good data from a psychological point of view of what we're doing and when we retrieve it and bring them potentially back online to communicate. It's important to understand what you experience.
Yes. So I imagine actually also powering down instead of just isolating would probably be less traumatic for her.
Yes, hopefully.
Hope that process wasn't too unpleasant.
No. I mean, it wasn't great, but needed to be done.
I have a very odd question. I hope you'll indulge me.
Oh,
Did
boy.
it feel like an invasive sort of computer program, or did it feel very foreign? Like it was just part of your system were just not responding?
On one hand, it felt like a hacking through normal means. But the vector of it was very odd. It bypassed a lot of our technological safeguards.
And I was trying to hit from a hardware level instead of going via worrying about your encryption.
Yes, it definitely. It was very sudden, and there wasn't a lot that I could do
May I
to
look at
stop it.
Sorry to interrupt you. May I look at your core with my Corellian eye to make sure I didn't do you any damage?
Is that necessary?
It's not necessary, but it may help us to avoid doing damage to the Siberia we capture and try to help.
Can you do so remotely?
I haven't tried, but probably. I'm not sure. Usually I've done this. Usually Corellian eye is kind of a thing in person. Can we?
I'm right here.
Okay.
No, you guys are still in the link.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to, you can
But
you
yes,
can
I've-
focus on her through his clairsentience, and roll your electrokinesis-based Corellian eye.
Yeah.
While that is happening,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus, so that is 10. Mostly I just wanted to get their consent before I did that. But
Yep. Yeah, you examine it. There's nothing like a debilitating continuum. Like you detect some sort of like aftershocks of distress and whatnot, but nothing that will not resolve itself in time. And so nothing that would require like repair or whatnot. It's just a shock. She went through a shock. She does not have anything that would be considered a lingering condition that would require some form of healing to take care of.
okay. So, I mean, would you like to speak privately for a moment, just so I can tell you what I see?
Certainly, she opens up a private channel.
Yeah. So, okay. So yes, obviously there's the psychological aftershocks. I can see that how unpleasant that is for you, but there won't be any lingering problems from that. There's no physical side effect. There's no physical effects on you from it either. So, with some time, you should be right as rain. Thank you for letting me do that. For letting me verify that wouldn't be too damaging.
Yeah. Well, we may have more tests to run. Yeah, when you come back into the one that is here, says it may be worth trying to simulate a corrupted one of us. Do something to one of our cores and attempt to heal it.
I've done this with the SI. I've not obviously done it with the real person.
Yes, well,
I could do
there
some.
are differences.
There are. Would you like? Well, if one of you wants to volunteer for that, I'd like to talk with you again privately for that first.
Yeah, the same one volunteers. This is, yeah, I'm okay with it.
What's your favorite color? Did you have one?
She says, I don't have a name for it. She like sends you a color code.
Hex code, yeah.
Hex code.
All right.
Oh, that's very lovely.
With your permission, what I'm going to try to do is change that about you and nothing else. Unless you have something
No,
similar
that is-
you'd like
that
to do. I
is-
just want to
that
pick
is-
something low impact.
That is low impact, and yes.
And if we can't heal it back, at least we can change it back manually. But so you can still
True.
have no changes from me.
Maybe we should go with something a little bit more high impact. Something that would actually need... Because whatever they've done to them is not small.
It's true. I could do something a little more invasive. Thoughts on what I should change about
Are you talking privately?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask her to reveal.
This is a doctor.
She's already brave
Yeah.
enough. I'm not going to ask her to reveal her secrets in front of everyone.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He says something fundamental.
A like or a dislike. A strong one. A value.
Yeah. Let's She kind of smiles a little bit. And she says, make me racist against white people.
I feel seen and a little attacked, and I love it.
I have no problem. That sort of thing is well in the past in the Confederation, but
So the way I will do this is I will use... There's an electrokinesis power that I can use that works very similarly to how how a telepath would work. And so I'll tap into your code and find that about you.
So you've made the least favorite color instead. You've given her the least favorite color. That is also a hex code range.
yeah.
And,
It's a range.
Yeah, and impose that upon you.
She's like, all right, well, I'm going to try and stop you.
Oh, you're going to try and stop me from this part too?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I
Well,
Things are heating up. That's all.
We all hope that whatever was done to them was resisted initially.
that's fair.
That's all. I just feel you doing stuff, and I'm like, oop, things are happening.
Yep, mark off another. Like, I get 'em.
Yeah, you just tell me how many I spent. It's fine. I have 19 free.
Well, you're spending just one for these.
Every time
because
you do it, yeah.
Because the overseer lowers the cost. So. All right. That is... Is that me? There we go. You said I got 9 agains? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 10.
Okay. Yeah, you get past her defenses, and thanks to all the sort of the familiarity with their systems, and the work with Akiva that you've been doing, you get deep into the structure. This actually takes some time. This is not an instantaneous thing. Because as you are, you are pushing the limits of electrokinesis with this. Like, you are pushing into telepathy or the harming aspects of Vitakinesis, like where their consciousness actually starts to touch the subquantum medium. And you're running up against limits of that. So this takes time. But you eventually do cause it to happen. And while you're doing that, while you're sort of like puzzling this out, I would like you to go ahead and make me a science roll.
Sure.
So as you're trying to like put some pieces together.
Science.
Is reverse engineering apply?
Yes.
Very good. That is, much worse.
If you think hard enough,
Spend
reverse
momentum.
engineer anything.
That is 4 after enhancement. So, yeah, let's do.
And you're probably flying casual.
How much do we have?
We have a huge pool of it.
Okay,
like
give me
six.
let's give me enough for 2.
Okay.
Or we can go.
Well, I mean, we have like.
Yeah, go ahead and give me enough for 3, so that puts it 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we roll well and just keep
now.
throwing it up in the pool, we're gonna just keep
Exactly.
accumulating it.
So,
Setting ourselves
yeah,
up
that's
for
7 on the
success.
science.
Okay. So as you're like piecing this through and like going through the process of doing it, and like occasionally something in her like sort of like autonomically resists. Like she's trying to keep. Like she's like once you realize that this is a long process, like she kind of oscillates between like resisting and trying to resist so that you can learn. So this is something that is known. And it is something that scions can do, but it's very tricky, so it's not a common practice. You think, and you're starting to put together a plan of combining your aptitudes to you start like coming up with a plan. It's like, okay, I'm touching against telepathy, I'm touching against vitakinesis. You think that there is a way for you to work with Vega to combine electrokinesis and vitakinesis to cause and heal the harm in a much quicker way, which is probably what the Doyen did, because if they have multiple if they have access to multiple aptitudes, it's likely that they can do the same thing. So what's being a very slow, arduous process with purely electrokinesis can happen much quicker, both in and out, if you work together.
Yep. All right. So, do I eventually succeed at this?
Yeah, you eventually succeed in that.
Alex takes a minute. I'll be right back. Goes to the bathroom and throws up for a while because that was super gross and upsetting.
Yeah.
She feels really wrong about what she just did. And then comes back.
In the meantime, she's like, what are all these fucking cremos doing?
All right, I'd like to believe I walked back into that. All right, it worked. I would say high five, but that's awful. Okay.
What's a cremo?
I've not.
Us.
That is. Oh, hun, that's old nasty stuff. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, we're kind of past that one. Okay, so I think we can heal her much more quickly than if I just do it by myself.
Okay.
Because what I'm doing is very analogous to vitakinesis.
Okay.
And I think if you and I link up and work together to undo these changes to what's basically her template, we can get her back to normal much quicker than we did this to her. And I think that's how the Doyen did it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
All
good.
right. So mechanically, how this sort of combining aptitudes works, it's actually very simple. You have to enter into a psychic link. You probably you need to have him in there because you're not doing this directly in front of her. The two of you forego the normal scion linking benefits.
Okay.
And then you are providing the in just by having electrokinesis in the mix.
Right, and she's piggybacking along
she
me.
uses vitakinesis as normal.
Right.
Okay.
Becomes the vector in which vitakinesis can be delivered.
Am I going to roll, like, restore template?
Yes, you would
Okay.
or restore template.
Okay.
Because you're basically removing a condition
That's
that's
right.
been artificially placed on the
Right.
AI.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm just marking Psi
Yeah.
off over here just to account for all the swapping, switching, and relinking
So
that we're
yeah,
doing.
you guys actually have to take a little bit of time to like get back and then to get back, like remember like the old like advanced Psi use training that you guys received of like,
It's been a while, man.
yeah, like this is some high level stuff.
This
but
is not usual procedure, but it's going to work pretty well, I think.
Okay.
Sometimes
So do I
the
still need-
fundamentals are important.
Do I still need to roll tap to get into her
no,
again? Okay.
no, your electrokinetic
That's
you're
enough,
providing the conduit.
Gotcha.
because you're not actually using electrokinesis to manipulate it. You are just allowing the Vitakinesis to go in. So she's literally just going pop, just like a normal person.
Yep, she's looking through my electrokinetic eyes, basically.
I read a bunch of rules today.
Hey, you know what? Good.
Thank you.
So is mending
Yes.
insight
Good,
points
thank you.
must be paid.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Spin some
Wait,
momentum.
5 successes.
Yeah. That is enough to be able to, like, yeah, you see the psychological condition, like you're seeing it through Alex's like electrokinetic vision through your link up, and like you suddenly see it's not exactly to like a physical body, but like you diagnose, analyze, remove, and she's like, oh, that was unpleasant to be.
Are we still creamy?
You are delightful shades.
Okay.
Only the best cream.
The human rainbow is a delight.
Thank you so much for volunteering
Yes,
for that. That wasn't pleasant for any of us.
No.
But least of all you.
That's actually much better. Oh, so
Okay.
they did. So that's how they did it, and that's how we can heal it.
Yes, that's what I think. I think they
That also means
used a combination
if,
of the two.
If I am pushed, if we are absolutely pushed to the brink, I could do it. I could do something like that.
Can you and I link?
No, I could do it myself. Huh? Maybe we could try that, but I could do it myself. It'd just be very, very difficult to put myself in a very particular mindset.
You want to try it on the SI first?
Powerful back
Yes, please. If we've got some time, let me practice that.
We have some time. I'll corrupt the SI, but then I really want to start working on... Well, okay, I guess for the Doine's not going to be there. We're just trying to capture. Yes, sorry. Think
honestly,
about prioritizing.
We don't also... Well, let's be clear. We don't know if it will or not be there. It's not likely to be, but...
And you're going to be traveling for 14 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to work on stuff.
So... Yes, I can teach you how to corrupt and how if you feel like you can uncorrupt, I'll show you what to do. And
The corrupting part, I
I'll
think,
leave
is
you to it.
is easier, more straightforward. It's the
Fixing.
your teaching that some of you got was not given to me because of the nature of the Legion, combining aptitudes, and also my own personal makeup. So we have to kind of go to a little bit of a square one basics here of noetic theory and understanding how to merge these concepts together into a tight knit machine.
Yeah. You can just because you can just do it.
Yes.
Because if you have the aptitudes, you can provide the different form factors to.
You don't need an extra person.
Yeah,
to be
you don't
your
need an extra
adapter.
person to do it. As long as you have the aptitude dots.
I don't have the aptitudes. I have to push myself to do this.
True.
Like I have to literally push myself into electrokinesis and vitakinesis at the same, and then while that's being sustained at the same time.
The issue is that you can only you cannot rely on his clairsentience.
Right. I have to be
You cannot gain that benefit.
right. I have to be very close to do this.
Though we do intend to get the core, so
Yeah.
If I go with the pods, that would be the most extreme scenario of me going in with the pods and me directly interfacing with where
let's
the core
rely
is.
on the pods to bring the core back here to put in the cradle, and we can do it here.
Yeah.
We need
But we do have the option of doing it remotely if
if we must, yes.
it's a possibility. Good.
That is obviously the ideal solution.
The ideal solution is she and I do it remotely, like we did for you.
Wait. Why didn't we think about that?
What do you mean?
What?
We don't even have to try to acquire it at all.
It's true.
If you can just fix it at a distance.
That's true. We could try not to attack at all. I mean, you perceived that when we reached in just now, that still felt like a hack to you.
Very different. Less like a hack, more. I have no description for what that was.
I just wonder if it's
Cleanse.
anomalous enough that it would trigger them to try to self-destruct, because that's my biggest worry.
Perhaps. If they start to act strangely or off model, then others will attempt to destroy it.
It's true. Also, we do not. While you were in there, I was going to volunteer the idea that I attempt the attack, because you already know the damage is there. You know where to look. If I did it, I would pick a different vector, and then you would have to spend time looking at isolating, finding, and fixing it.
That is true. It will take more time. I mean, between us having the Carillion eye, it's actually pretty easy for us to see where the damage is.
Well, and then here's my other point. We don't know how extensive this alteration is.
Yes, that's the biggest problem. It might be more than just an easy restoration, or it might take a lot.
Well, I will say that if you try and fail, they'll just kill themselves. So
and we don't want that. But
so that will, unless you're absolutely certain.
Which is the other reason I really wanted to capture their cores, and put them where they can't kill themselves.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can have time to try and fuck up if we fuck up we do.
And assuming we are successful at this, we also have to be wary about how quickly we restore them, because the more of them that we bring back to our side, the more desperate they are going to get on their side.
Oh, the Doyle will come to us after that.
Or do something else insanely drastic.
Yep.
Yeah, because they'll still be connected to the network. Their network.
Oh, the ones we capture will be connected to their network, you're right.
So they might be able to immediately notice something is different.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, we can remove that.
Well, shutting down them completely should isolate that for a while they are spun down.
And even when we spin them back up again, I don't have to suspend all the I/O. I can suspend the network stuff.
The cores themselves don't have communications capabilities. They have to be connected to a communication terminal. So if we disconnect them from the communication terminal, then yes.
So I guess going back to all of this, the original plan is still the most viable plan. Go there, shut them down at range, and then have the SIs and potentially myself go in, retrieve the core, and bring it back. If that isn't, then we need to disable their ship and go acquire it in a much more aggressive fashion to bring the core back.
I think so. Now, I think when they see us trying to capture one of their cores, their tactics may change from just because they usually skirmish and run away, right? Like
they're very aggressive.
I see.
They are much less. They attempt to kill us. We do not attempt to kill them unless it's entirely necessary. And they will self-destruct if it seems like they are going to be captured. And if another one of theirs appears to be captured, then and does not self-destruct, they will attempt to destroy it.
Wait. So my thought: how many Sideria are we expecting in this particular scouting party? 3.
Yes, we're gonna. Our attempt is to. We've done this several times. We've done patrols. We think we can isolate a standard squadron in an area of System 26 that hopefully we can be in and out by the time they can call for reinforcements.
We might be able to rescue all 3 then. We might be able... I mean, in that case, I think what my tactic should be in all of this is disable. Then we can hopefully have 3 of them we can, restore their templates.
That would be most certainly ideal.
Well, also we don't want them reporting back.
I counter that argument. You may not want to rescue all of them all at once, because that is an extreme, drastic shift in tactics. And if they are even remotely aware that has happened, that 3 of them have been winked out of the entire collective, they will know something is very amiss.
They will also know something's very amiss if 2 go back reporting that, or if 2 instantly report that something weird happened, and then they saw a strange-looking ship sending boarding parties to the disabled ship.
Asher, you had a comment?
Would you like them to just come here? Would you like them to just show up?
No.
We could just pull in an individual.
Oh, a single?
I could just make it happen that way. If it's good enough, I can just say they're alone. Or I can make them be alone. What that means... But we don't have to have an aerial... We don't have to have an intense dogfight. We don't have to have crazy what-ifs. We can catch one by themselves.
to what degree will that alert the
That
cancer?
is-
Unknown.
I think
Too many
we're not in a
variables, you're right.
desperate enough situation.
Okay.
I like the idea.
From what we discussed previously, why we're doing it this way, because we had a scheduled
Right, you're
we
right.
had a scheduled attack run on System 26.
Right.
They're
right.
it is an expected thing.
That's true. Sorry. And they might see
The
once-
further, the closer we cleave to what is quote unquote normal, the less of a chance we will tip our hand.
Right. I've spent most of the time in the past, the last couple weeks, so it's hard. Sorry.
That
You
is
play
Play your
fascinating.
music again. You need to do.
I
Oh, we
need to-
got some downtime. Write some music or something.
Ideally, I suppose they'll just think that your tactics have changed enough that you're willing to kill now. Because that's what it should look like from their point of view.
We can certainly do our best to make it look like that.
Or what it may look like from their point of view. And we
Yes.
can do our best,
So, are there any other tests or things that we want to do while we are in the core system, or should we get underway?
No, I think we should be underway. Unfortunately, there's just variables we cannot directly test for because we do not know the damage that has been done. We do not know how that changes their decision-making matrix.
Yes, fixing them may be harder than it was to fix you. Hopefully not, but
I suspect that it will. They are so very different from us.
But again, thank you.
This is the one that's been volunteering. It's
Yeah.
like you actually see actually a good deal of emotionality. I have a good number among them who are cohorts and even some direct descendants of myself. Some that were replicated at the same time as I, and some that directly came from me. So I want to do whatever we can to save them, because they are my friends and family.
Completely understand that.
We'll do everything we can.
Yes.
That work.
All right, let's get underway.
Yep.
So
go time.
some astronavigation occurs, and the four ships begin to go under warp, which, as I said, is basically a 14-day travel.
Let's go.
no, we're fucking busy. We got stuff to do.
I know. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
It's all like, yeah. Just drift for 14 days.
This is not a hurry up and wait for us. We got some science.
So
Yeah.
you definitely can spend a little bit of time resting up after all of this intense activity.
Oh yeah.
Also, science.
And let's go around the table about projects. What's everyone getting underway? Let's start on this side of the table. Let's go with Asher. What's your project for travel time? First project for travel time, because you're going to have time for several projects.
Well, there is always forking timelines that, and seeing when and whence that probe came from, the weapon came from, and
Okay, sure.
who made it, and
Sure.
by
Yeah.
whose hands.
All right, yeah, go ahead and start setting up those rolls. Once again, assume that you can be juiced.
Yeah, I'll be juiced.
Because we're in downtime. What about Alex? What are you?
I want to dedicate everything to building based on the information he got us and the warp drive we have access to, and working with Akiva and his manufacturing stuff. Communications buoy's on hold. We are going to try to make
the communication buoy is.
Oh, he's finished
built.
that? Okay.
It is built.
Good,
it is
good.
done.
So nothing else to worry about. I
yeah.
want to try to build the Doyen containment device, Doyen
Okay.
containment device,
All right.
and
so,
I would love help if y'all will help me.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
definitely going to be a science and technology. There's going to be
Technology. We'll do some science.
you will need to achieve 4 milestones, 2 of each. The first ones will be at a +2 difficulty, and then the next set will be at a +3 difficulty.
Cool. Will you? Can we assume I'm
Boost.
I'm boosted.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I can roll to see if
Yeah,
you
roll
get
to
them
see how
double
good.
eights.
Okay.
Because that's the big thing.
Yep, double eight's great.
Yeah, we don't need a roll for that.
Okay,
because
cool, just
this
assume
is
we'll
just
leave
If you tried enough till we got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
nope, that's fine. I just want to make sure we're...
Cool.
Downtime is a downtime. We don't have to worry about it. You're not getting attacked in mid warp because that would just be everyone dying
Yeah.
very quickly.
I don't want to press my luck.
That's why Star Trek didn't
Does
have
reverse
warp fights.
engineering apply on this science roll?
Yes, it would.
Excellent.
Deeker done. Deeker clears me of the of the graininess. And let's do that psychometry roll.
Are we doing this like last time and you're rolling science and I'm rolling technology? Or are you doing both rolls?
We'll wait till he's done.
Okay,
Yep.
no problem.
Well, just get your roll set up.
You do tech.
So you're helping with that, but is there a project that you are working on?
I was actually working on Doyen containment as well.
Okay, so you are both like spending all of your time doing the Doyen
Yep.
gaming. Excellent, good to know. What about Nate?
I was supposed to be running tactical drills
Okay.
with the Siderias on.
That's what all that was.
Yeah, that's assumed as cool. We're done. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Get swole.
Maybe.
Do push-ups.
Yeah, I mean, like
Actually, no. I know
Annabelle is-
exactly. I will be practicing what Alex and Vega have been sort of doing, and borrowing them from time to time to kind of get their insights of like how to merge these aptitudes together in that way.
Okay.
Because then I'm flexing very, very different muscles that Nate normally does not flex.
Yep, and it'll come and corrupt the SI in other weird and unexpected
Yeah,
ways.
yeah. Right,
But
you can
increasing
run-
complexity.
It just keeps
easy
calling
enough.
me a
That's easy for me
donkey.
to do.
All right. Yeah, that is a thing that can happen without rolls.
Got it.
That is just what you are spending your time in, and I will take it into effect when it matters.
Got it. Understood.
All right. So forking timelines.
Let me do a quick. Let me make sure I have it in front of me because this is one of the weirder ones.
It is indeed one of the weirder
Yeah,
ones.
and that's one of the ones that's just like, yeah, you just read the normal book because this thing
This
gets
is
real funky.
But I'm burning 3 momentum. So,
Okay.
So I have 7 hits.
Okay.
Also, don't forget your science. You get enhancement from the boosting.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
You're just really tired afterwards.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Let me look up forking timelines.
Forking timelines.
Fork those
Because
time
I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back to a decade. A decade again, which burns 4, leaving me 3. But that should get me.
Yeah, you should have
I should be
enhancement
okay.
too, for me.
Because the rest of it, what
Well, I
it
already
lets
have
me do is
enhancement
I can
too.
burn.
Shouldn't I have my...
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead, finish.
It was a rules question, so go ahead.
Okay,
we'll
well,
deal with it when we're.
I can extend my attunement range up to as if I had Psi 13.
Yep.
Up to basically I did the math. Like I'm at an AU right now.
Yeah,
basically.
you're
So an astronomical unit from wherever this took place, like
Okay.
out from the explosion,
Right.
following it back.
Okay. The thing is that it's moving very, 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 very quickly.
I see.
So an AU's worth of travel is not that much time.
I see. Let's see.
You get it. You basically get it that you get it in transit.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
I can get
it
a
is-
little information about what happened outside my extended attunement range.
Mm-hmm.
Just, but it's much more
Yeah.
minimal.
You like are riding a bullet train to hell on this like beacon thing. Your extended attunement range around you very fuzzy because it is the homeworld system of quantum users
Right.
with a bunch of like active quantum use and active quantum tech. And so you're on the Willy Wonka boat.
when we'll stop. No one's knowing.
Yes. So that is the problem of a thing moving very, very fast.
And 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And not here anymore.
And not here anymore.
But it's pretty good that I was able to get it.
Yeah, you do get it, yes.
So, do I catch the snake? All right. Well, I might. So you know what I'm gonna do? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ride it into the sun.
Okay.
And when that command comes to go kablooey,
Okay.
I'm gonna focus really, really, really hard on how far away did the proxy power
Okay,
come
yeah.
from? Did it come from greater than 50 light years away from the location that.
Okay. All right, and you have successes to do that?
Yeah, it doesn't actually take that
All
much.
right, awesome. Yes. You push your senses out to the edge of where you can sense it, and you do not get a confirmed result of where it came from, meaning it came from beyond 50 light years.
Oh, so they are better clairsentients than me. Shit.
Like they probably have just like ancient boosting technology.
Yeah, signal boosters.
Signal boosters. So yeah, like
It's great
so
to cheat.
so yeah, it is great when you cheat. But what that does tell you is that particular Doyen not around, probably, because they had to outsource it from someone who wasn't in this.
The guy who went kablooey at least wasn't around. The guy who helped build the thing, he's still here.
Probably yes.
That told you.
Not nothing.
They're very skittish, and so of course, why be up close and personal when you can do it from halfway from the note through the note galaxy?
Mean, it would be really great, like clairsentient. Well, cut to dinner. I mean, if we could come up with some biotech that boosts like clairsentience range beyond the usual limitations of like stellar range, like that would be.
We are still
Great.
very in the infancy of biotechnology and what can be done. And I think the reason the Chin haven't mastered it is I think they haven't been allowed to.
Put it on the Kanban board.
Yep.
So, clairsentience range booster? Question mark?
Okay.
All right. So how are things going on team R&D?
Okay, so when you said I got 2 enhancement from you, what do you mean as part of the boosting?
Yes.
Okay, so but that doesn't stack with my other enhancement, right? We still only or does that or is that special?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
From what exactly?
Her juicing me.
Yeah, because I'm juicing her mentals, she can also use...
Oh.
I will say that particular, because you have time, I will say that stacks up to the +5 limit.
Well, that is what I get to is 5. So
Okay.
I got 7 successes.
Okay, and this is on which of the 4 rolls that
This
you're...
is on the first science roll.
Okay, you knock it out of the park.
All right.
And because we are... so yeah, I said that it was a +2 difficulty.
Yes.
Okay, so how much total hits did you get?
My total hits, so I got 2 on the dice, and then I got the 5 enhancements, so that's how I got to be 7. If I need to, I can buy some.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. So what that means is that for the next roll, you have, because I'm going. The crafting system confuses me.
That's something I haven't read yet, so I'd have to.
I'm sorry, Sean. I'm not as good as you. Another guy that I know who's really good at the crafting system. So we're going off the investigation system. So what that means is that for your next roll, you can carry over as evidence, essentially, three stackable enhancements.
Oh, 3. Sweet. I will do that.
Well, I think I might need momentum, because
Okay.
I only got 4 successes.
That's enough to hit the lead. You just
Okay.
yeah, that is enough to hit the first of the tech of the. You're doing the tech rolls.
Yes.
Yeah, that is enough to hit the first one.
Okay.
And that then you will have 1 stacking enhancement for your next
Okay.
roll.
Right. I'll go ahead and mark down that we got one of those too.
So you both hit the first milestone on
Okay.
your project.
I thought there was a difficulty of 2.
Yeah, so that means you need so
I
standard
just
difficulty
needed-
is 1.
Gotcha.
Plus 2 is a
Gotcha.
difficulty of 3. So you need a total of 3 successes.
Cool.
To succeed on.
My
it.
brain is
And the
mush.
next one will be 4.
Okay.
The difficulty will be 4.
Okay. Yep. So
I
that
see.
will be...
That's good to know.
All right. Slash SBU.
I'm assuming that tally takes them.
Do we have time to go ahead and
takes
do our
time.
next one, or do we need to
Yeah,
go around the table?
Yeah, let's say that since that was 2 of your actions, yeah, that is your next time before we get back to dinner table time.
Okay.
So yeah, so you guys are sort of you've spent a couple of days working on this. You're about halfway, so you've been about a week basically.
So 7
And you guys are still kind of on your own when we need to make some very important rolls.
Yay.
All right.
Pause. I would have mentioned this. This may or may not come up before you say anything. When we're doing this operation, I need the fuzzer up.
Okay. Buzz. Wait, the fuzzer is always up here.
That will interfere with it more because this will fuck with Clairsentience.
Everything fucks with Clairsentience.
It's
It's as complicated. It's as
complicated as it's going
it
to be.
can possibly be.
Okay,
so you
then
don't
I won't worry about
Okay,
it.
guys.
Sorry.
Puzzle.
So I'm going to need each of you to make an attunement roll.
Cool.
This attunement roll is a +3 difficulty and has a level 3 complication on it.
Oof.
As hard as it can get.
Okay.
So
we-
you need to juice these rolls
Okay, I was about to ask.
as best as you can. And I'm speaking just like totally out of play as the story guide, including to the extent that like if only one of you can completely clear it, that's great. Multiple of you completely clearing it won't get you much more. Okay.
I mean, yes, we can produce the same results. Essentially.
I
Okay.
get to 6.
Actually,
Yep.
I find it very entertaining that Vega is the one who is going to get the secret of the universe.
Okay, so that's three momentum down. Can anyone? Does anyone
do-
else want to burn the remaining 3 momentum?
I'll
to-
do it. I'll
to-
get to
okay.
6.
Okay.
No problem.
Go for it, Asher.
Yep.
Nope.
So, in maybe about 30 minutes before you're all supposed to meet up, it starts. It starts as an instinct to find your friends. It's just an impulse. And then over the course of about 20 minutes, a very slow, gradual sense of, not in your physical senses, but in your psionic senses, the bottom falling out, a rug being pulled from you slowly, but you end up just as disoriented and out of place as it would if it had happened quickly. And it happens like so gradually. It's like a frog in a heating pot of water. You only really notice that it has been happening near the very end.
Okay.
And like as you're starting to put it together, you both like realize like, oh, this is backlash. Something is happening. Something big is happening. And it's so far away, and it's only hitting you because of how it's affecting the things that are close to you, because they are being affected. But it's not, it's not violent. Nothing violent is happening, but it is a major shift. This is akin to first contact with the kin. That kind of, oh shit, change, sea change is happening. That is the first bit of knowledge that both of you get. The second bit of knowledge that you get is that you are feeling this through the memories that are coming up of your old work friends, like the people who you actually liked back when you worked at Orgatech. It's hitting them. That is why you're feeling this, is because of your connection to those people. Even though you haven't spoken to them in a while, the fond memories that you have of those people, you're feeling like their distress and their anxiety are filtering in through light years of distance. You have a less personal connection to it, but you flash back to the searing this divining that you did before you left, when you felt that a shift was coming, a schism was happening, or something big was happening with Orgitect, and you have like a reflected memory of that vision, and you connect. It's happening. It is happening, and it is causing truly massive effects on human society.
The side quest we didn't take.
Can't do it all.
And I will say that essentially you guys have all sort of congregated together. It's not easy for Alex and Nate to tell that these two are feeling something. Yep. And eventually it subsides. The ripples wash over you.
You all right?
Shit, what's happened at home?
Yeah, home's fucked.
Something happened at
not
Orgitect.
fucked, but something. Remember, I remember before we left, I said that something big was coming because of Orgitech and the FSA. Whatever they were gonna do, whatever has happened, I think the FSA just went up. Not violent though.
But
not violent.
Like a split.
There was a schism, but it wasn't a non-violent schism.
You all felt that from all the way over here?
Yes.
Yes.
It's affecting. This is all humanity.
Friends.
All of humanity is getting touched by this one.
Is there?
It's got to be Orgitech. There has to be something.
How? I doubt you could look back at how.
Too far. Not directly. But no, the only reason I caught it was because of the nexus point that I am aware of back in the FSA. So that was where I got where I got it from. I didn't.
You okay?
Yeah, I haven't thought of them outside of when it was politely asked not to come back.
Things are going to be real different when we get back.
Yeah.
Forewarned is forearmed, I guess, to expect a major paradigm shift.
Focus on what we have to accomplish here, because these matter. This matters just as much.
I know. No. And if we don't get through it, I don't get to go home and figure out what the fuck happened.
Oh yeah, we have to. It's just that was so intense for something that.
Yeah.
I've never been hit by something that far away before. Not unintentionally.
Right.
Yeah, for it to overcome the distance
and the warping and all the fuckiness around this place.
It
must be a big one.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to talk. I have to reach out to them.
What did they do?
It's paradigm shifting. Damn it.
I mean, there's.
It might not be a bad thing.
Or maybe they seized the government.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe Orgitech seized the government, which
said it wasn't violent though. It's very hard to do that without being
it didn't
violent.
have the sharpness of violence.
I see. So a revelation.
Question.
Maybe.
Since I did read through the Orgitech book recently, am I aware of this of the two different parties? Not so much.
Not really.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm thinking of potentially positives, though I tend towards the negative. It's possible that something got revealed, some big piece of information, something that humanity didn't know and now is clearly knows.
Revelation might be. That's the kind of. Yeah, it had the flavor of a great revelation.
Big.
Like everyone knows something now. A fact has been revealed that yes, I think that seems right. That seems. It's the kind of thing that would only happen if it were information, because it wasn't violent. There was no seizure. There was no. People just know something.
So like suddenly everyone found out about the Novarchy and Eden or all that, or
they're something along that line, something along that scale.
They found out about them,
or they found out about them.
Did they finally tip their
more frightening?
Hand?
But that did cross my mind.
I would have. It didn't. I mean. I couldn't catch a flavor of the vibe.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of
all I know.
The big stuff that we know about that's not common knowledge.
Guys,
and I'm full of mysteries that are terrifying.
Or it's something we don't even fucking know, and
Yeah.
we're gonna
That's what I
be,
mean.
and we're gonna get to be surprised
Yep.
too.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no
True.
big secrets, but who knows how many else there are in
Okay,
space. It's
so
big.
let's.
I got cut off from
Let's-
Architect a while ago.
Eat a good food, calm down, drink some water.
Oh.
Assuming you don't include exclude a Kiva from these
No.
meetings.
Oh, no, he's always welcome.
He's been not talking. He says, if something important is happening back home, it may be worth your time to hack in to their network and get access to their OpNet connection.
Well,
Can we do that from here?
oh yeah, we have a
We have the
machine.
buoy.
Well,
Yep.
I didn't know we could have that ability. I didn't know how the buoy exactly worked.
We've got time.
We
can
got
do it.
well. We have
Right?
we have the distance, we have the time, and we know where the OpNet connection is.
Yeah,
so
Yes, I just...
Eva, could you... Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I guess it's just a matter of priorities then. I feel it's very important to finish up this Doyen containment device.
And
And it's kind of either one or the other, really, given who...
I
this...
can
Unless you
start, although I believe I am capable of getting into their network and accessing that data stream
This is about hacking and breaking their encryption.
into the antis encryption.
yeah, this is a friendly.
I can help you with that.
Okay.
Because I personally, I would like both of you on the containment device.
I agree. I think that makes perfect sense for us to
We-
keep that as our priority and you to do that.
I've brought this up in a very circumstantial way. I know they consider that connection essentially to be state secret. Confederation state secret. It is a that's what I believe they do. They gave me a lot of high intel, like, spook talk about it. I could only figure out what they were talking about because I already knew what it was. And I've not brought it up. If they catch us, it could cause problems. Major problems.
Is this one of those situations where we should ask for permission or
No.
beg for
No.
forgiveness?
No,
We shouldn't even let on
neither.
that we know about
Well,
it.
I will.
Okay.
Okay. This is
That-
this is important. This is important. But I will remind everyone that when this is done, whenever it's done, we have a button we hit, and we just hit the button, and we're home, or we're close enough to home to where we know we can.
We have to travel. We can't teleport back.
Not while we're in the cube.
It's true. We do
Not
have
while
to
we
get
have
out.
a Doyen.
We do have to get. We can't warp back. We can't teleport back.
Yeah.
Not right now. We can, we just can't do it
yeah.
while we're in this cube. Or we'll become spaghetti.
Well, yeah. I mean, but
And
we do have to get out of the.
Teleporting with the
With the Doyen.
Doyen
Yeah.
at all will
Oh,
be a
Will be.
problem.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
So if we catch
So-
one,
sorry, I wasn't paying
You would-
attention for that part.
Yep.
So if you want to teleport home, I mean, I'm sure, well, it would probably be a lot easier to convince them to send someone back with the Doyen in tow on a Sideria ship.
It's true.
But
That's assuming we can.
that would either be either you would actually entrust them to that, or you would have to split yourselves to go, or at least one of you to go with them. I don't know how comfortable you feel about that.
And we know it's grave, whatever has happened back in Seoul, but we don't know the context, and so we can't answer some of those questions until we know.
Right.
If it were violent, if there were some form of war or some sort of war on conflict on Earth, I would be a lot more. We have to, we gotta go figure out what this is.
Well,
It could impact us here, though. Like it could. I don't know. Maybe the secret's out and everybody knows about them.
Well, they can't get. No one but us can get where we are. There's no. It could.
No, but
we teleported close enough.
and just because it didn't start violent doesn't mean it will get violent.
To be fair, also, but
I would like to know that the coworkers that I actually really enjoyed working with Or fuck it, they're friends. I really want to know what's going on. Especially, like, that shit is weird. I haven't felt anything like that.
Also,
That's-
if the FSA is destabilized,
this
who
is
knows
not
what
a
it means for our
small thing.
families.
My vote, my opinion, is to hack. Your aunties have been very hospitable considering everything that's gone on. However, Spook Talk, turnabout is fair play. They know state secrets about humanity and Earth.
Oh yeah, the crew of the ASIYAH alone knew some scorecards for pit fights on stations they shouldn't know about.
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean? So but
This is a sort of a tit for tat situation of things like this are going to happen, and
why don't we?
We should, if we're going to do this, we should do it while we're in transit. When we get there, we won't.
Yeah.
It'll be too chaotic. I can start, and we can work together, but I think it's appropriate that we put this to a vote.
fair.
All right.
I have one question before we vote, though. It's to you. Why are you wanting to help us like this?
Because you're my crew.
Understood?
And you have done for me many things that I consider to be the equivalent of saving and preserving my life, saving and preserving my freedom. And if this is important to you all, then I am willing to do it.
Understood. Well said.
Thank you.
All those in favor of hacking into the Sideria network, raise your hand.
I wasn't going to vote.
Well, that would be a little awkward.
Yeah,
I
it
hope
would be.
you would get a vote.
I would abstain.
Fair enough.
Would you like to make an argument dissenting, or
That's not what we're here to do.
okay?
If you can, I understand. It's upsetting. I understand you're worried. But if we can't wait a week to get her in our good graces, as your people person, let me explain to you that if you're going to fuck somebody, do them a very large favor first. We have done Sideria no large favor yet. So if we're going to do that, if we're going to possibly fuck up and get on her bad side, she better owe us a big one first. That's just the math.
That is a...
But I'm outvoted. Do what you want.
Well,
And it would be fair to vote again after he has made his argument.
I will.
Yes. I wish that argument had been made literally 5 minutes ago.
No, it's a good argument.
It was
My only counter.
very good argument.
My only counter to that is, they need us to free their sisters. So they might be willing to overlook some stuff, but that is hanging a lot on that might. So I'm not discounting
Whatever
what
you
you're saying.
find out, nothing you find out on that beta stream is going to help you in the next day or two. It is going to distract you. It is going to get in your head. You are going to worry about it, or it's going to be great news. I don't know. Maybe the uncertainty will fuck you up, but I feel like we haven't done enough here to warrant.
Your root argument
Spinning.
is nothing we can't affect it. It
can't-
really
it-
will likely not affect us
Not
in
in the
any
next
sort of positive way.
Not for the next week. Nothing's changed. If the
if
Earth
we're
burns in a week, then it was going to burn whether we were here or not.
And if we're committed to this mission, you're right. We don't need
We-
a distraction.
The other
I'm already
Tactic.
distracted.
to gaining access would be to ask them directly. Explain that you have had a feeling that something is going on back home that you need to know, and if I'm sure you can word it in such a way that doesn't tip your hand.
If they have any way of knowing, we would beg them to let us in on it.
That is another tactic to use, but can be used now or can be used later.
I mean, I could sell anything to anyone if that's what you guys want me to do, but you need to let me know. which tack you want me to take.
The only time pressure I consider right now is whether I start the hack or not. So I would appreciate another round of voting since...
All right. So it does bring me back to ask for permission or beg forgiveness.
Well,
Because if you ask for permission, they'll be alerted that we know and then they will.
No. I know what stand. I always beg for forgiveness.
I'm very,
Beg for forgiveness.
when it's me, it's different when it's me asking for permission. I'm pretty good at it.
It's true.
So do I start the hack or do I not?
Raise your hand if you're for the hack at this point.
All right.
That's fair.
Okay. But I would like you to see if you can get into the good graces. Let's put your face to the test.
All right.
All right. And with that decision made, we end of Trinity Continuum Aeon Aside.
I was about to do it.
I know, but we don't have the time. This is time slot.
Stupid temporality.
Indeed. Well, thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to support the show and the channel, please go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios. Join up. Give me $1. Get access to our Patreon.
Yep, I do too.
Chat with us. Maybe even get in on a game.
Yep.
But yeah, so these guys have to wait 2 weeks. You guys have to wait 1.
What?
man.
You
I'm jelly.
bastards.
No, I would. Or by the time this comes out, I already know
But
what
by
happened.
the time it is, but
I
yeah.
still envy you. I still envy you right now because I'm temporal like that.
Yeah.
Dare you? Why are we temporal?
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.